What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Wager Alarm live stream. I'm Howard Bender. With me, of course, Craig Mish. It is time to start taking a look at the lines for Week 16. Craig and I like to do the Westgate Super Contest. We make those picks on Saturday nights, and you'll catch Craig and I also on Sports Grid. Different time this time, Craig. We usually are on Fridays over there. You got me hustling at a different day.
Well, you know what? Changing it up may not be a bad idea. I gotta say, may not be a bad idea after our performance last week.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
That was bad.
In 2 years, our worst week in 2 years.
0-3-2.
Oh, don't say it again. Don't do it. You hurt me. You hurt me.
Yeah, that was a rough one. That really was. I mean, in all honesty, it was such a blur. The whole day was just anxiety ridden that I was like, I don't even remember what our picks were. I just know that we got thumped.
Yeah. Looking back on it, if we change, I like to do some self-analysis with it always with this stuff. Here's the negative and the positive. We'll start off with the negative. The negative is that had we added 3 different picks, we would have lost them all because I don't think we had a beat on anything last week. The positive is that we got backdoor twice for pushes. Like that, That is unusual in this game. Did we even have a push all year?
No, not this year. We've had a push. We had one push last year. I think we had another push 2 years ago, but no, this nothing all season long. No pushes, and we got jobbed on 2 of them.
We did. We really did. But Houston, Kiki Kuti fumbled on the 1, and then Seattle dominated that game from start to finish. They let Washington back in a little. And we ended up pushing twice. So what's the reality? We're not going to win the Super Contest this year. Probably not. We have to go 10-0. But still, cashing is not out of the realm of possibility. And it is the holiday time. We're going to stay positive with this. We're going to keep moving on. We're also going to do what we normally do here, which is why we've had success doing this over the last 3 years, which is forget about last week. It never happened and move on. And if you do that in your betting, you're going to be a lot better than the average public person who makes their bets. It's a week-to-week league. It remains a week-to-week league. Yes, the Steelers are struggling. Yes, the Rams were ugly. Yes, Russell Wilson is not playing well. These things are happening and they are trendy, but it can change on a dime in the NFL. So that's the way we roll. So this week we have a game on Friday night. We have 3 games on Saturday night, and we have a game on Monday night. So essentially our decision-making based on our proxy, because Howard and I don't live in Vegas, we place the bets, we give it to somebody else, he puts the bets in for us. We have to make this decision by tomorrow if we're going to bet for Saturday. And in all honesty, when you look at it, Howard, normally we would yell and scream and say, why is our proxy not giving us, why? Because it's up to him, essentially, but why is our proxy not allowing us to take this right up until Saturday, right up till Friday? It is Christmas, man, it's hard to tell somebody on Christmas week they got to place our
humbug. How about that? Bah humbug. I got people. Listen, I got people in the fantasy community who are like, "Oh, I need to ask my start sit questions now on a Tuesday because I got Christmas plans and stuff." You know what? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the holiday excuses. Call me the Grinch, call me Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't care. But I'm sorry, man. This is business. This is business. This is money, and we'll have words with the proxy another time.
I'll tell you what, if we were in contention to win $1 million or a significant amount, and we were doing real well, I think we would make the call to him and say, hey, can we throw you a few bucks to give us some more lead time? And right. I think that in a normal season, we probably would make the picks tomorrow. I think that we actually like 1 or 2 that we would get in on.
Yeah.
But how can we turn in picks on a Thursday and even a game on Monday night? 5 days out in COVID? I mean, that's like an eternity. Anything can. I mean, you could have guys out with COVID and back in by the time.
But I mean, we've also it's true. But I mean, we've also seen that the NFL is playing these games, and we've seen which teams have taken the hits already, and I think we can kind of navigate around that. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying, hey, let's say screw it and let's just make the picks, because there's really only one game on Saturday that intrigues me
Right.
Enough to do that. But I mean, whatever. Yes, if we had gone 4-1 last week, we would have been on the phone with them being like, no. We need some time. We need a couple of just an extra day.
Nathan, you're not Jewish by any chance, are you? We'd love to.
Shalom, my friend.
Can we work this out? Because Howard's Jewish, I'm Jewish, Matt Sells is Jewish. We're all Jewish guys here. Let's fly to Vegas, Howard, to make picks. But anyway, all right. So let's give our leans for Friday and Saturday. So we'll be on the air here during one of the games Saturday. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah.
During the one game that I really liked that I wanted to do, but we're not going to get ahead of ourselves here. We'll start off Friday afternoon, Christmas Day. They have decided that the NFL is going to compete with the NBA, who usually has Christmas Day all to themselves, and we're going to get the Saints hosting the Vikings, laying 7 points to Minnesota. Drew Brees in his second game back still doesn't have Michael Thomas, but I mean, he definitely did better as the game went on and, knocked a little rust off there. If I'm leaning Saints here, actually.
Yeah, and so am I. We're at the point now where it's you don't need to get cute with the underdogs. Some teams are going to pack it in. Jacksonville looks like one of those teams is just, who even knows who they're going to play? They have that first pick in their sights now, and they'll fight hard, the players that play. But
in their sights, in their pocket.
Yeah, and I don't think any team. I went through it with Miami last year. We did. I don't think any team tanks, but you cannot play players. You can do that, and then that sort of is tanking. Remember, Miami traded a lot of guys before the season started. I could see Jacksonville sitting Glennon and Minshew and playing Luton again and sitting Robinson and sitting all the. I mean, that's something they could do, and you really wouldn't have beef. They played hard all year. Anyway, I like the Saints too. I think Minnesota's done. I think last week was kind of their, they had an opportunity last week to stay in it. They did not. What is a Christmas Day motivation game for the Vikings who are out? Not much. Saints are still playing for a lot. I agree. I'd lean Saints.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to Saturday, then the first game on the slate, Bucks Lions. Bucks are on the road, but they're laying 9.5. So big road favorite here. Again, you want to talk about a team that doesn't have anything to play for. The Lions, who will be without Darrell Bevell, without a handful of their defensive coaches as well right now, we're being told. Do they hang with the Bucks? The Bucks need this win. The Bucks, if there's an incentive that you want to talk about playing for something, the Bucks are fighting with the Saints, not just for the division, but for that number one seed as well. So, I hate laying those points though, especially in a situation like this. 9.5. Because I'll tell you what, my fear is that Matt Stafford takes over all the play calling himself. And he just says screw it, and he just starts gunslinging. Right? I mean, they're going to have trouble running the ball against the Bucks defense. So why wouldn't he just start trying to air it out as much? We've seen the Bucks secondary give up points.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a no bet for me, but if I was leaning, I might lean Lions in the points here.
Yeah, Lions have fought every week. They've played very well. There's a very significant drop-off in against the spread records through the years once teams are officially eliminated. There's a big drop-off. That's kind of where we're at here. That's my concern with Detroit. It's my concern with Minnesota. Once they know they can't make it, it does change things for me. The line is screaming Tampa Bay. It really is. I mean, this seems like so many points to lay on the road that the line does draw you to Detroit. So I would lean Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay here.
All right. Second game then, Cardinals 49ers. I think when you and I talked about this game the other day, we were kind of talking about the Niners here, taking the points, going up against Arizona. I mean, Arizona, I get it. Kyler Murray's back, and he's running the ball again. And DeAndre Hopkins looked outstanding last week, catching that one-handed grab that he went down with. Even Larry Fitzgerald looked great last week. But, I mean, did they do enough to be a 5-point favorite here? I know it's C.J. Beathard, under center for the 49ers. Maybe, I mean, that's kind of where it's tilting here, but I don't know. No Raheem Mostert. Where are you leaning on this?
Yeah, the 49ers play more conservative with Beathard. I wonder if Kittle is going to come back. That would be a big boost for their offense if he
Why?
did.
Why would you bring him back though if he
They're
doesn't need
talking
to
about
play?
playing him. I don't know. I mean, just throwing it out there. I don't know if they will or not. Yeah, I still feel the same way about the Cardinals. I don't think they're good. I don't think they deserve to be laying points in an NFL game. To me, they haven't played well. They did not play well against Philadelphia. Yeah, they scored some points, but everybody scored points on Philadelphia this year. They let teams back in. I'm going to fade the Cardinals when they get to the playoffs, too. I think they'll probably be getting 3 or 4 points wherever they are. I don't think they're going to win. I think they have a good shot now to get in the playoffs, but I think that when I look at the NFC, to me, in the entire playoff picture, they by far are the weakest team. And I know Seattle hasn't played well, and the Rams lost to the Jets. But to me, I think the Cardinals next year are going to be really good when they get things figured out. But I have coaching issues with them. I have scheme issues with them. If Murray is that good, then why isn't he running? It just doesn't add up for me. And they literally allowed Jalen Hurts to throw the ball into the end zone 3 times at the end of that game. They are lucky they broke that thing up. The Philly could have easily won that game. I would lean 49ers here. I'd lean in a low-scoring, close game, lots of field goals. When Beathard was quarterback a couple of years ago, the 49ers, they weren't winning, but they were playing close games every game he was in. Then it fell apart a little bit for him at the end, but I could see the 49ers covering. I don't think they'll win, but I could see it being close. They play close every week.
Okay. All right. Finally, then we got the Dolphins going up against the Raiders. Dolphins on the road. They're giving 3 to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
My lean here is the Dolphins. Derek Carr, who was supposed to have this multi-week groin injury, is now all of a sudden taking first-team reps at practice on a Wednesday. So, I worry that, this kid's turning around saying that he's fine, because he's afraid he's going to lose his job here to Marcus Mariota. And I tell you, I think if Miami sells out a little bit to stuff the run and stop Josh Jacobs and really force this into Derek Carr's hands, I think this Miami secondary can actually do some damage. I'm leaning Dolphins here.
It is so bizarre what's gone on with the Raiders again. If you go back and you look, and I probably should have done a better job researching this, but if you go back and you look at John Gruden's last game coaching Tampa Bay, if I'm not mistaken, they were at home, and all they needed to do was beat the Raiders at home, or maybe it was Denver, I don't remember, to get into the playoffs, and they lost. Last year, all they needed to do was win, 1 of their last 5, and they did not. They keep losing now. I don't know if I love Miami. There's no way I could back the Raiders. I just can't do it. It's crazy how this team falls, and they're completely falling apart. Their only win in the last month, are you kidding me, was that Hail Mary against the Jets? Wow. So I don't know what it is. You certainly have a better idea on this of the skill positions and the non-skill positions with the Raiders, and I know that their defense is not good. I get that, but they look awful to me, and it would have to. It's Miami or nothing for me. It's not that I love Miami, but I'm certainly not going to take the Raiders. And maybe the Raiders win. Maybe maybe they change things around and they start the streak this week. But I can't bank on that.
I can't either. Definitely not. All right, let's move on to Sunday then. We're just going to go down the card here for the Westgate. They do have a 1 o'clock game that's or a 4 o'clock game that's listed first. But what are you going to do? Our favorites. The Chargers are a home favorite by 3 points to the woeful Denver Broncos. And, listen, you and I, we've got it down to a science with the Chargers. They are a home favorite. You fade them. When they are a road dog, you're all in. Even when they're a road favorite, they're okay. Home favorite? Nah, brah. Give me the Broncos. I'll take the 3 points, and I'll just take my chances with the banged up secondary here. I mean, just this screams Charger fail.
Yeah, I'm with you here. Chargers are just the worst team against the spread. I mean, Dallas is horrible also against the spread through the years as favorites. But there's nobody like the Chargers here. And people, well, what about Atlanta? What about Atlanta? Atlanta's an underdog in a lot of games. I know that they got to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, but since then, remember, they started off last year like 0-8 or whatever, and they're underdogs in a lot of games, so you're not getting value there. Don't ask me why the Chargers are still favorites in any game in the NFL. I don't get it. They never win as a favorite. They always upset you. A few weeks ago, they were getting points in a home game. We took it. They won. It was a close game. They could have lost. They could have lost easily in that game, but what's going to happen in this game? Let's take a look. Close your eyes and dream. It's 20 to it's 21.
This is my least favorite game.
It's 21-21, right? 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. 21-21. One of these two teams has the ball. I don't know which one. I have no idea. But that's where we're going to be at. Chargers are going to either make a mistake on defense, they're going to miss a field goal, they're going to throw it. I mean, something's going to happen bad, and they're going to lose. I mean, this is what happens every single week. So give me Denver. Give me Denver. And you know Denver's going to play super conservative, right? Like, oh my gosh, we're not taking any chances here. I mean, Drew Lock throw 5-yard passes and done. We don't want you doing anything. What an embarrassment they are this year, Denver. Honestly, terrible.
I hear you. All right. Does lightning strike twice with the New York Jets? 9.5-point home dogs to the Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to pass this one. I really don't have a strong feeling either way. I feel like you ride that momentum with Cleveland for sure. The Jets got their win. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. Something smells a little off to me, and maybe it is close in the end. Jets are definitely playing better. We definitely could say that. The last 3 weeks, they've been in 2 games. So I don't even have a lean here. Let's pass. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure.
Texans, home favorites to the Bengals, 8 points. Listen, I don't believe anything that we saw out of Cincinnati on Monday night. I don't believe that at all. You know what? I mean, is Deshaun Watson going to fly to Cincinnati and do a TikTok video of himself dancing on the Bengals emblem, on the 50-yard line? No, probably not. So then what's the incentive for the Bengals to do anything, right? Like it was a division game. They felt disrespected by Juju. They came out, they punched the Steelers in the mouth. Steelers have been on a downward trend. They've been terrible. Texans, not great this year. I don't think they should be 8-point favorites over anybody.
I agree.
But I mean, I can't legitimately take the Bengals though either.
No, it would be leaning Houston. If you look, I honestly Monday night I did not watch a lot of that game.
Oh, you saved yourself.
Yeah, I did not. When the games don't mean anything to me for fantasy or wagering, I'm at the point in the season now where I'm out. I'll figure out something else to do. But what happened was I remember either in the morning waking up or late at night looking at my phone just to see what the stats were. I remember going to Cincinnati and thinking, oh, they must have lost looking at their stats. And they won by a lot. So I'm with you. It's lean Houston or nothing. I could not take Cincinnati. Can't do it.
All right. Colts traveling to Pittsburgh. Steelers now 1.5 underdog.
Wow.
I know. Well, I mean, they've looked so bad in the last couple of weeks here. Tomlin's complaining about they can't get the ground game going. James Conner's dealing with a quad issue. Big Ben doesn't look good. The receivers are dropping passes everywhere. That puts me on the Steelers getting 1.5 here, even though I love the Colts defense more than any other defense in the NFL right now. This smells like everybody's like, really? The Colts only have to beat the Steelers by 1.5? I'm all in. Right? Give me
you know what this feels like? And maybe so. I'm with you, but we'll take a closer look Saturday and decide. Something about this smells like Pittsburgh losing every game from now until the end of the year, and then them coming out in the first game and winning in the playoffs. Like it feels like that year of 2020 where Pittsburgh's going to lose this week, they're going to lose the next week, they're going to be 11-5, losing 5 games in a row. Everyone's counting them out, and then they blow out whoever they play in the first round. But look, Indy's playing much better for sure. Steelers, you could play the due factor there. They are due. We're usually right on Pittsburgh when we do take them. I know it's been a bit. We usually are right, so it'll be a team we consider.
All right. Bears going up against the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Jags have no incentive to play
No.
whatsoever. It's a 7.5 point game. I mean, listen, the Bears have been riding David Montgomery finally. It's only taken Matt Nagy 2 years to kind of figure out, oh, if I run the ball, 15 times a game, I can control the clock and actually win. So for me here in this one here with the Jags with zero incentive, my lean is the Bears and lay the points.
I'm in agreement totally. I hate 7.5, but maybe that's why the push is to Jacksonville here. Jacksonville's playing for nothing. Bears are still in it, albeit they're a long shot, but they're playing much better. We're at week 6. We're week 15, week 16. I can't just back Jacksonville based on a line, and I can in week 3 and 4. I could look at it and go maybe, but there's no motivation here at all. So I love playing contrarian, but playing contrarian and playing stupid, I think, are two different things. So it'd be lean Bears or nothing.
Yeah, Allen Robinson revenge game narrative too. Next game, Washington football team hosting the Panthers and laying 2.5 at the same time. I mean, I don't know. Is it Haskins? Is Smith going to play? Maybe Tiffany from the main stage. She's going to come on down, right? I think Haskins, figure he brought her over to the stadium. Maybe she's going to quarterback for them. I don't want to touch this game. It's too close of a line for me here. I don't have enough faith in the Panthers against this front seven for Washington, yet I have zero faith in Washington beating up on a bad defense that the Carolina Panthers have.
Yeah, I would just pass. Panthers are still playing hard, even though they're not playing as well as they were early on in the season, so we can move on.
Ravens hosting the Giants. They are a 10.5 point favorite. They are at home. Giants been one of those teams that covers the spread, except when we take them.
Well said. Last week, wow. I don't know. What do you think's going on with them? You think they're just spent? It's kind of odd.
It's Colt McCoy. What is Colt McCoy? There's
What's
nothing
the story
exciting about his game. What?
Who's the quarterback this week?
It might be Daniel Jones, but the last time it might be Daniel Jones, and it was Daniel Jones. We got half of Daniel Jones who couldn't move at all. So
yeah,
I'm staying away.
Okay,
no bet.
Stay away.
No
Check
bet.
back Saturday again on that one too. That's fair. Look, when you have a quarterback issue in the NFL, you can't say I love this team. You don't know. I mean, it's stupid.
I know what you're going to say about the next one here. Chiefs, Falcons, right? I know you're going to be like, oh, hey, Chiefs aren't covering the spread. It's 3 weeks in a row. Right? Is that the trend? Let the trend be your friend, Howard. Take those Falcons.
Thank you.
Right?
Done.
That's what you're going to say, isn't it?
Yes, I am. It's 3 weeks in a row. I don't know what's going on with Kansas City, but they certainly are crumbling on defense every game. They don't seem like they care about the spread. They care about winning. They didn't look good against Miami. They didn't look good last week. They didn't look good against Denver. And I'm sure that they'll turn it up. But maybe they're resting some people, Howard. I mean, maybe they're – I don't know. I mean, I'm not watching that closely to know that.
They haven't locked in the number one seed yet. So – They need to win for that number one seed. Only one team gets a bye this week now. It's not two.
I understand. Yeah, look, Atlanta's not good. I would lean Atlanta even with no motivation. Too many points.
Okay, so no bet there.
No bet. Maybe a fifth or sixth option, though. Maybe.
Okay. Seahawks hosting the Rams. Seahawks are a 1.5 favorite here. Rams looked ridiculous losing to the Jets last week.
So
Seahawks might have won. What?
What do we do?
We're taking the Rams.
You take the Rams. That is a smart bet in the NFL this season. You'll never get better value than when a team is at their lowest point. You got to do it. New England at their highest point off a 45-0 win. What do? They lose. Chargers lose 45-0 to New England. What do? They come back and win. This is the Rams' lowest point of the season. Do I wish the line was 2 or 3? Of course. But then everybody would be taking the Rams. I like the Rams this week. I do. I know. And that's probably a pick that we're going to make. Probably. Maybe so. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I definitely am leaning in that direction. I want to take the team that nobody wants to take based on the week before. especially with two teams still fighting for the playoffs.
Yeah. Gross.
All right, couple more.
Speaking of gross, Cowboys home dogs by 2.5 to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. You've been all about Jalen Hurts. I get a text at least every Sunday that says Jalen Hurts.
I texted you when he was 12. Jalen Hurts.
I know.
Look, I'm a big fan. Yeah, that's true. But I'm also realistic here. Should the Eagles be laying points in a game on the road at Dallas? I don't know the answer to that. Gosh, tough one to call here. I will pass on this. I don't want to give out a lean to somebody who may be watching thinking that I like a certain team here because I really don't.
All right. Then let's just move on to the next one. Packers hosting the Titans. Here you go. You've got one of the greatest quarterbacks going up against one of the worst secondaries. And on the other side, you've got the best running back going up against one of the worst run defenses. Packers are favored by 3. Where do you lean?
Well, I'll say this. We've seen high totals in the NFL before. Was it Kansas? Who did Kansas City? Was it the Rams, Kansas City a couple of years ago when they played and the total was like 60? I think it was those two teams that played.
Something like that.
I mean, this total is right, but the total was in the 60s. Thank you, Matt. This is pushing that. Do you believe that this total is going to be 60?
Is it? I saw it at 56 earlier.
But it's going to go up. No, I take it back. I don't know that it's going to be 60, but it's the highest total from any non-Kansas City, New Orleans team ever that I can remember. I mean, Green Bay, Tennessee, if I would have told you that at the beginning of the year, and I would lean over, by the way. We have been very good with Tennessee, so I feel like we should at least have a lean here. But I don't know. It feels like the drag is toward the Packers because they're only laying 3. I'm not good with the Packers, though. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a good sense for them. Do you?
No, I mean, I in all honesty, I feel like I would take the Titans and the points because when I don't know who's going to win this game and I see great positives and negatives for each side, I prefer to have the points on my side, you know? And I think that kind of where we're at. This could end up being like just a big slugfest to the point where, you're like, wow, this is incredible. It's, tied up 38-38 and we go to a field goal at the end.
But that would favor Green Bay, right? With the kicking. Is that the kicker's not good for Tennessee, right? Am I right about that or no?
I don't think either kicker is really particularly that great right now.
Crosby's all right.
He's getting.
When I see the weather, it's going to be like 40 in Florida. I worry about weather too. Is there any weather factor in any?
You know what? I don't know. I can look that up for you right here, Craig.
Green Bay on a Sunday night in 20-degree weather. I would not fade, but I don't know what the weather.
This is not something we want to do. All right. Well, I'll look at the weather here. In the meantime, the last game on the slate, Monday Night Football, Bills-Patriots. Pats are home dog, 7 points here. You're all about the Monday night cover, which we got off of because when we started playing it, it stopped. And then when we stopped playing it, then it started to hit again.
Yeah, it's going to be 70% again for the year. It's crazy. It's going to be so high. I don't know. Maybe, look, we have not. I take it, okay, we're 15 weeks. We probably have only won one Monday night game all year. We've probably played 5 or 6, maybe 7. We're just not good when the sun goes down for some reason. I don't know why. But I want to take the Patriots. I want to take the home dog on Monday night. And again, New England is in a spot. What happens if New England beats Miami by a point last week, Howard? 1 point. Give Buffalo their magical win last week. They won by like 1 million, right? Against Denver. Assume that happened. Take New England. Give them Xavier Howard. Take that running touchdown away. Give New England another touchdown. Give them a 1-point win. What is Buffalo favored by Monday night?
3.5.
4, 3, right? 7? I mean, I know they're out of it, and that's that does change the dynamic of it. But what is I don't even what is New England's mentality going into this? I don't know. Are they playing hard? Like Belichick's still the coach, right? Like
Does Belichick want to? I mean, he plays two divisional opponents in his last two games here this season. It's the Bills and it's the Jets. There's no reason to lay down for the Jets because he doesn't want to give them the pick, so he'll end up beating them there. Listen, Belichick against the Bills has always he's been rock solid against Sean McDermott. Belichick to me is not a coach who lays down. There's no incentive for him to lay down. So you take a look, Josh Allen, 154 yards and 2 interceptions the last time he played the Patriots this year. I mean, I can get behind the Patriots +7. It's a big point spread to lay. And I mean, how often do you see Belichick get blown out in a game?
Yeah, look, they've looked awful. There's no getting around all that. Look, I understand that, but it just seems to me that it's a lot of points. It does. It feels like a lot. And look, if Buffalo's up 14-0 in the first quarter, I will be very concerned that we would lose that. So Saturday night we'll make the final call, but at the very least we're leaning New England. I'm also going to be curious when we do this Saturday what the line is at that point.
Well, that's the thing. Also,
that may help me a little bit. Yeah.
Give ourselves time to get some value maybe on some of these picks.
I think so. But yes, happy holidays to everyone. And those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas for sure. Happy Kwanzaa. Those of you who celebrated Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. And Howard and I will be back Saturday to do this on Saturday on what is an interesting day. We won't get into details on that, but
thank you. You know what it is on Saturday? It's the day before snow showers in Green Bay. That's right.
Is that right? It is
35 degrees is the highest it's going to be in Green Bay on Sunday. 19 degrees, cold, snow showers, 45% precipitation. Winds coming east-northeast at 8 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that update. But yes, I will talk to you Saturday night. I hope you have a good rest of your week for sure. And yeah, we'll see where we're at Saturday. Hope for a good week.
There it is. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Big thanks to Matt Sells, our producer, as always. For Craig Mish, I'm Howard Bender. This has been the Wager Alarm live stream, and we'll catch you next time.